So I want to talk about this whole women's bodybuilding movement, and these are just my personal thoughts on why I feel like that division is failing. I started back, in 1998 when there were different classes in the women's bodybuilding division, not just for the amateur class, but also for the pro class. And around I think it was 2012 when they introduced women's physique, and they took out women's bodybuilding, and then they brought women's bodybuilding back. Now here is what I find the issue in that is they should have kept the women's divisions: light, middleweight, heavyweight, instead of putting physique and then bodybuilding. Because it's almost like two different divisions, right? It's like the women's, now the women physiques are more like, middleweights. And then you have the heavyweights, like Ivy Strong, Andrea Shaw, etc. And then you have the lightweights that are like me. So they took out, and figure is also a new division as well. So it was like the figure was the lightweight, the women's physique was the middleweight, and the bodybuilders were the heavyweight. So when I competed in women's bodybuilding, I was always considered the smaller one. But when I competed in women's physique, I had too much muscle density. So I was borderline. And this is my point. So you have women's physique and then women's bodybuilding. If they would have kept it lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, I don't think we would have these issues. That's just my personal opinion. I can't even win a pro show in bodybuilding because of my size. They're always going to go with the bigger bodybuilder, right? If they would have kept it lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, I think we all would have had a chance in those categories. And as we grew, we could have just went to the higher division. We were lightweight and we grew, we could have went to middleweight and we could have went to heavyweight. But the fact that if I do a bodybuilding show at my size in this day and age, they're going to say I'm too small, you need to get bigger. Well, almost 30 something years in bodybuilding, I'm not getting bigger. And to get bigger, that means an excessive amount of drugs. Now I know you're going to say, oh, you don't need this, that, or whatever. Let me tell you something. I had your coach's coach, okay? So I'm not growing, any more than, 135. I push, the max just to get over 135. And then